Today I am working on it's secondary or his away mask for Aiden Hill. And I've got just all of the vinyl put on, so it's a real kind of simple, well, not simple, but design based, kind of clean looking mask design. We got all the vinyl on. This mask kind of worked out that I could almost get all of the vinyl, first layer vinyl on. Sometimes I do it in sections, but this one I could almost get everything on right at the start. And now I'm just gonna start blotting in a bunch of chunks of color. There's gonna be a bunch of gold leaf on this one. So it's gonna be really fun, really kind of slick, different kind of look. Pretty excited for this one. So we got all the paint on and all the vinyl off, and it's looking super cool. But if you followed my masks before, I like to take them a little bit farther than just clean and tight. I like to add a little bit of extra elements. So the final step for this mask is to mask off a bunch of this gold and put on actually gold flake. And it's a little bit of a tedious process, but it gives that actual gold shimmer. And I think it's, I don't know if it's real gold, but it looks real gold. It's not that expensive to get it, but it definitely looks really cool. So I lay down just a bit of the gold paint on there, and I use that as my guide, and I usually use a little bit of an edge from it and just lay it in, put the glue down, put the gold down. Yeah, it's arts and crafts, but it's fun. So maybe I'll show a little bit of that. And here's the gold leaf. You can see what I mean by just giving it that extra kind of layer of coolness. It kind of separates the simple lines to another layer of golden sheen, and it's got a little imperfection to the gold, which I like. And once you clear over it, everything just kind of turns really glossy and shiny. Yeah, super cool. Pretty lucky I get to paint for this team, the Golden Knights, so I'm trying to just get as much gold cool tricks as I can every mask I do for them. I'll explain a bit more of the mask when it's all done. The backplate's going to be really fun. It's where all the personal stuff is for Aiden, so yeah, that should be next. So here it is, Aiden Hill's away mask all finished up, all put together. And it looks pretty shiny, pretty gold. Really nice, really proud of this one. So to break down how this one came about, so this was another mask designed in kind of conjunction with his dad, Kyle. I've done a couple masks with him, and yeah, Aiden kind of gives him one of his mask designs. I think just kind of takes the idea load off of him, because sometimes coming up with new ideas gets a little much and stagnant for these guys. So to let his dad kind of throw in some ideas in the ring is kind of fun and original. So So what me and his dad Kyle came up with, again, we always kind of toss a few ideas together, and this is what we landed on in the end. And same kind of style of mask that we did for his last year's reverse retro. We really like that look, really kind of sleek and clean. And that mask didn't get a ton of games worn, so we figured let's try to do maybe a kind of another version of that, but with more of the home kind of look without the reverse retro kind of look to it. So yeah, that's kind of where we came up with this idea, and I'm super stoked. And a lot for most of Vegas's masks, the team wants me to kind of do a little bit more team-based, really clean kind of look for the mask. So that's what we did for this mask design, which, like I explained before, I really love. It's just clean. It's kind of old school looking. It's classy. I like it. I get what they're coming from with that kind of things that they want me to do for their guys' masks. So we just did. I kind of threw this idea together of the big sword was on the other one. It was kind of in a different spot on the reverse retro, so I kind of put that up. Aiden likes kind of separate looking different stuff on either side, so this one's in front and a little smaller and the full logo, and this one is just the helmet, and it's kind of tucked behind, and it goes kind of in the shape of the mask. The gold goes kind of past. It's cool. And then just a big kind of simple star. Did it more simple, just no reds in there, not the kind of different colored sides, just a gold in the middle with the swords. And then a really cool kind of that window for the white cage to sit on, gives it that kind of old school look. And Aiden's dad said he didn't want any markings of his number or last name or anything on there, so we just put a really clean V on the front, which I think looks really classy. So the personal stuff that goes for this mask is all on the backplate, which is kind of a nice touch. So his dad wanted to kind of pay tribute to Vegas Strong, the police department, the Vegas Police Department badge we got there, just to kind of represent kind of where they've come from since that Vegas Strong kind of shooting thing, and where the city has kind of embraced the team. It was kind of their kind of shining light in that time. So that was what he was trying to represent with this vibe. So how I kind of helped him come up with that. He threw a few ideas out there, and we thought of kind of almost looking like a policeman or somebody in the emergency kind of field, running to action, and he wanted to get the badge in there. And we actually stuck the MM30 in the badge, so Aiden always gets that MM30 tribute. So we made it smaller and kind of still in there, which is kind of cool. So that's what we did to represent that kind of for the emergency kind of police and all that stuff. We wanted to represent that for that time and just honor them with that. And then the Vegas Strong, of course, kind of putting both the different kind of views together. And then on this side, he just wanted a really cool looking kind of party scene, just of them kind of enjoying the winds of Vegas. And there's actually another guy holding up a big Vegas Strong banner in the back, like there's a crowd in the back. And people probably don't know who these people are, but it's Aiden's brother and sister. So I got his brother holding a flag of Vegas, and these are from shots of his dad sent me of them actually celebrating the Stanley Cup win. This was at different events. I took them and made them interacting a little bit differently than in the photos, but it was a really fun idea. I think Aiden will be stoked to see his brother and sister kind of cheering along on the mask, and it's just really good, special for their family. That's going to be a good mask to hang on to and think of the memories. So that's pretty special backplate, I thought. Well, I've done a lot of special backplates for Aiden, but that one was pretty special. So yeah, overall that is kind of the look. Really clean, really sleek. A lot of gold leaf in there, like I explained and shown on the videos before. So excited to see him rock this one, probably with his away set. You know, maybe he'll wear it with his home set too, because there is a good chunk of gold. We'll see what he does. But thanks for the fun project, Aiden and Kyle, and yeah, looking forward to seeing it. Hey guys, here is Logan Thompson's away mask that he's going to be rocking this year to go with his Bauer Kippersoft kind of tribute style pads. Just putting in a little bit of the drop shadow on these flames, and we're getting real close to finishing it up. I already did this side. I had a little side to peel off that I could show to Logan, send him some pics to get him jacked up. And I just got a few more minutes of finishing this up, and I still got to do the back plate. And yeah, and maybe I'll talk a bit about this design and how we came up with it. It was a really fun process. So the mask is all done, and it's in between clear coats, and sometimes in between clear coats I got to do a little bit of touch-ups. Doesn't always happen, but every once in a while when you're clearing, you'll notice a little something, or when you're sanding in between coats, you'll notice a little something, and you just go in with paint over it, and then clear over it again, and no one's the wiser. He fixes it all up and seals it all in, and I kind of had a good little boo-boo. I missed a whole kind of section there that I kind of an overspray. As I was clearing, I realized I missed it. So mistakes are made, but they can all be fixed, and no one will even know about it except me and you guys now. It'll look brand new. You won't even know it's there. So I'm gonna do a bit of those touch-ups, and then just one more clear coat on this one, and she's off to Logan. There we go. Let's peel her off. See how that cleaned up. Nice. There we go. All tightened up, perfect. Ready for clear coat. If you see, I got a few more hits. It's mostly on the white that I got a hit. Just do some touch-ups on. White's pretty common, just for getting little kind of pieces of dirt or something under the clear coat, and then you got to go and touch it up in between coats. And yeah, so that's all it is, and I'm going to do one more clear, and I'll talk about this design a little bit, probably in the next video. So here is Logan Thompson's finished mask for his away set, and it's kind of a slight nod to Kippersoft, and he's got some Kippersoft kind of era pads that he's wearing for his away set. So that was where this all kind of came from, and yeah, turned out really, really cool. I am more than happy with this one, just the overall look. Yeah, it's a real kind of throwback, kind of clean style with, you know, matching images on either side, kind of that 90s, 2000s kind of vibe mask, which I think is a really cool look. So where we kind of came up with this idea was, first off, Logan ordered his pads, and he did the kind of Kippersoft vibe pads, and he wanted to do a Kippersoft style mask. So we threw on a few ideas with the skull and just a few different versions of it, you know, not exactly like Kippersoft's, but, you know, a little bit more custom to Logan, but Vegas always kind of wants to incorporate more of the team than not. So they kind of threw out the idea of kind of getting it more closer to Golden Knights vibe, and then that's when I kind of threw this at them, and I said, oh, maybe we should do like Kiprusoff's, but instead of the skull, we could do a really kind of menacing looking knight on either side. And I think it actually turned out even cooler than having the skulls, because it makes it unique to the team and unique to Logan, but it also has that kind of throwback nod to that look. So I couldn't be more happy of how we stumbled into this. And that's sometimes how it goes. You start with one idea and then you know, start snowballing, changing. You know, they wanted certain kind of guidelines with the looks of their masks, and that's what we're trying to follow too. So it actually is probably one of my favorite masks this season. So really happy of how that turned out. And yeah, so pretty much what you're looking at is that kind of style, that kind of hot roddy looking flames. And the original mask that was done by for Kiprusoff was done by Todd Miska, and he's an amazing goalie mask painter. He's had a lot of NHL masks over the years, so it's definitely an honor to kind of reference his look. And his look is to have this kind of white line around it, it almost works a bit of like a frame around it and makes it kind of pop a little bit. I like the look of it for sure. I don't try to use it too much because I don't want to steal that style too much, but it is cool. Very cool looking. And then the window, the white window kind of cage in there gives that kind of old school look to it too. Yeah, and then just kind of tied in these flames to do the nod to Kipper, but then, you know, tried to make it like almost smoke coming off of the night, and you know, just kind of give it this menacing. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings kind of vibe. Those kind of dark knights that fly and ride on horses. I think it kind of has that look, and I think it works really well. It looks pretty badass, I think. And then this was a bit of a continuing from his last mask that he's wearing right now, last year's. Just the nice star on top with the swords. I just think it's a nice clean spot for that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the mask. And I did a nice matte finish that we did on his other mask last year, and I think it just gives it a real clean look to it. And then for the backplate, that was just me kind of stumbling across some imagery once I was doing the night kind of thing. And yeah, I found this imagery of kind of a lone knight, maybe walking away from battle or to battle, or, you know, just kind of that somber kind of night look. And I think it works really well for a goalie vibe. You know, it's you're kind of the lone guy in the net, and you're kind of defending the castle, the kingdom, right? So I thought that was pretty special. Cool little touch on the back. And then, of course, his LT initials on the back. And we did all of that and the 36 on the chin in gold leaf. Just a little touch of gold leaf, just so it adds a little pop. Yeah. But that's it. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm really excited to see this one with his gear and on ice. And yeah, excited to show this one off. Thanks, guys.